Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be playing with the new Rick and Morty palette from Glamlite. I'm going to do some swatches, create some looks, give you guys my thoughts. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bri and I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot of indie makeup. So if that is what you're into, then please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Alright guys, so Glamlite is going crazy with the releases. There's like a collab every other week. I swear every time I buy something from them, a new collab comes out like a few days later. Like when I picked up the Rick and Morty one, the Hershey's one came out and I just picked that one up. And before this one was the Scooby-Doo part 2. I mean, I just can't keep up. But I mean, I'm happy for them. They're killing it with the collabs. But when I saw this Rick and Morty collection, I was like, this is so cute. Up my alley. I love this cartoon. I think it was on Adult Swim. You know, it was like a funny, more adult cartoon. And I'm a big fan of cartoons. So I picked up the palette. Now there was other things in the collection that I skipped on. There was like a highlighter palette. There was a setting spray, which they've never done a setting spray before. And there was 2 lip kits. I believe that was all the other things in the collection. I might be wrong, but you could pick up, or you still can pick up the entire collection for $90. That's like a sale deal. And then everything else, I mean, you can pick up individually. Now the palette itself goes for $36 and there's 30 shades in it. And look at this packaging. Attention to detail, so good. There's the back of it. And then inside there is a big mirror with, you know, like Morty. Love that. And then look at the shade options in here. It's so colorful, so fun and bright. You got some neons, dark tones, lighter tones. You can create so many looks with this. I think it's so fun. And I just love it. And there's a mix of mattes and shimmers. And this is just such a fun color story. I did mention this in my video talking about summer palettes, which that video should already be up. And I had to mention it even though I haven't tried it yet, like in that video. But I am going to create a couple looks with this, give you guys my thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this video. So I think I want to start off with the purple shade. By the way, there's no shade names on this palette. All their collabs are like that, which I hate. I think it's such a missed opportunity for them. And I did also prime my eyes with the Glamlite Icing Primer and Buttercream. But yes, let's start off with this dark purple shade. And I guess this first look I can do something more rainbowy. Yeah, and then the second look I can do something, I don't know, like on the darker smoky side. Does that make any sense? But I'm just gonna like stamp dark purple on the outer corner. I always love starting off with the darkest shade and then going lighter. So I did decide to kind of shape it out more of a, like a wing kind of shape. I'll clean it up in a bit, but I just wanted it to be a little bit more defined. So now I want to get into, I think these pinky shades will be nice. These more fuchsia tones. I'm going to go into this one. I feel like they look really similar though. I don't think they're different enough to both need to be in the palette. But sometimes, you know, in those rainbow palettes, it can get kind of repetitive. Well, I need to clean my brush a little more. Yeah, so this is the darker fuchsia. And I'm just going to concentrate this in the center. Follow the shape. And bring it down all over the lid. Now I'm going to take, I guess this green, maybe I'll use that to blend out the edges, the neon shade. And I'm just going to pop that here. Ooh, that's pretty. Nice and pigmented. I'm probably gonna, yeah, get that neon green to make it lean more green than teal. So let me get into it now, the neon shade. I just want it to lean a little bit more greeny. So I'm just kind of mixing the two. I'm using it like up above too. Ooh, that's pretty. So now I'm going to take some blue on the bottom. I'll start off with this blue. Maybe I'll use the dark blue on the outer edge. And I'm just gonna get a pencil brush, or you know what? No, I'm gonna get this little flat shader brush. And I'm just gonna go into this one that has like a little spaceship on it. This is such a beautiful blue, and I'm gonna stamp that down here. Wow, that's actually pretty dark on its own. Glad I used this one instead of the darker blue. And I'm just gonna stamp, connect, and then we'll blend out the edges in a bit. And now I'm going to take the darker blue and use that right on the outer edge and connect it up to that darker purple. Just to keep the depth on the outer corner going. So now let's get into the shimmers. I'm gonna start off with this shade right here. It's like a purple bluey shade. Maybe it's kind of like a dual chrome, but I'm just gonna spray that and I'm gonna put it over the edge here, closest to the deeper purple in the outer corner. Just, you know, matching up everything. Typical steps that I take. Now I'm gonna clean this brush off and I'm gonna go into this beautiful shade right here, this fuchsia shade. I'm gonna spray it. I just love Glamlite shimmers. They're just so easy to work with and so sparkly. I'm just keeping that in the center. And then last but not least, I'm gonna go into this green shimmer and use that in the inner portion. And I'll probably use a little bit of shimmer on the bottom too. Now I want to take a little bit of this blue metallic right here, and I'm gonna use that on the bottom here. I'll try to pick it up with this pencil brush, and I'm gonna spray. I'm just gonna pop that like right down here. Oh, that's such a pretty blue. And last but not least, we need a inner corner highlight shade. Get some brightness in here. I'm going to use this shade. I feel like I could kind of pull this off as an inner corner highlight. It looks like it has green to it. Like it's a light gold and green. If it's not light enough, I can go over with something else. Oh no, that works just fine. I love that it has like a greeny shift to it. Okay, I think that's it. I'm gonna work on like the shape and everything and blending off the edges off camera. I'm gonna probably add maybe some liner detail. I definitely need to fix the edges, but you guys don't need to see me do all that. So I'm going to go off camera, fix everything off, and then come back and show you guys the completed look. All right, my loves, I am back and here is the completed look. What do you guys think of this one? I added some fun details and I feel like it made the look more out of this world, you know, next level dimension. I feel like I matched the palette perfectly. Like, look at this. This look was meant to come out of this palette. I feel like I nailed it with this one. I did add a little bit of like sticker details. These are little stars that are meant for your nails, but you can easily stick it on the lids. And then I just did a little liner detail to accentuate like the shape of the shadow. So I used 2 cake liner palettes. I went this Glisten Cosmetics cake liner palette, a collab with Fairy Freak, and used the Freak pen and that limey green to create that arch. And then I use a palette from Unearthly. This is the Not in the Mood cake liner palette. And I used the shade called Smooch and went in with that metallic purple to create like the shape out of the edge of that matte purple shade. And then I also went in with some liner. I used the LA Girl Shockwave liner in Ocean in the waterline to match the blue down here. And I also put on some falsies. I felt like the look was quite dramatic, that I needed false lashes. So I used the Glamlite Chocolate Candy Bar lashes and stuck them on with the Kiss Lash Glue liner. And I used a little bit of this Beauty For Real mascara. And then for my lips, I went for like a pinky nude. This is from Letho in the shade called Ethereal. It's one of their matte lip creams. And that is everything that I did to complete this fun look. Show you guys one more time. So I think I'm now ready to get into look number 2. Now, I want to start off with these oranges and maybe use this blue. I kind of have a cool idea in my head for a look that I want to do. And I want to be a little bit more precise with this look too, like the shape. So I'm going to start off with this orange shade right here. And I'm going to use that on the outer edge again and kind of create like a wing with it. I'm just gonna follow naturally like the angle where like my brow ends. I did prime my eyes again too with the Glamlite eyeshadow primer, and then I'm gonna bring it lower because I think Yeah, I think that's low enough. And then I'm gonna kind of like fill in that space with it too. And I'm just gonna do that on the other side too. Okay, so that's where I want the shadow to be. I didn't want to take it up too high up through like the crease. I wanted it to just be a little bit above where my eye naturally creases. So now I'm going to go into this like peachy salmony matte, and I'm going to use that through the rest of the lid with the same brush, this rougher, what is this, number 13 brush. I'm just keeping it just slightly above where I naturally crease at. That's why I do it with my eyes open. I'm just not taking it as high as I normally do. Now we can go into these two shades, like this orangey metallic, and I'll probably use this goldeny green metallic in the front part. So I'm just gonna get a flat shader brush, clean it off, and start off with the orange metallic. Like I said, these move around. Like I'll show you how like when you go in the pan, it just easily moves the shade. These metallics are so creamy, but they're not like overly emollient where like it creases easily on the eyes. I really like their formula, so I'm just keeping it here. The look is pretty simple so far. I was gonna go into this shade, but I kind of want to use this one instead. We'll see. If not, I can always mix them. This one has kind of like a pinky shift to it. It's one of those iridescent shades, but then when you put it on the eyes, it translates a little different. I'm gonna try to mesh that into the orange. Oh, that actually looks pretty. And against that lighter orange matte, kind of makes it lean a little peachy. So I'm just covering all of the inner portion with this. So now I want to create a line above this. So I'm going to take the blue, hopefully this will work, this like periwinkle blue shade. And I'm gonna take this pencil brush and I'm going to try to like arch it over my already, like I'm gonna bring it here and then it's gonna arch over the orange. I know this is I've never done something like this before, but I wanted to try something different and just like have it sit right above. Isn't that kind of cool? Oh my god, I love that. If I need to darken it a little bit, I will. Now that I have that there, which I think looks so damn cool, I want to take this like silvery light blue metallic as the inner corner highlight. And then we'll just kind of mesh what like the blue that I have through the crease like that and just pop it right there. That is so cool. I really like this. And I'm gonna, you know, of course, add probably some gems into this look. Let me smudge a little bit of orange down here just to put something on the lower lash line. I am going to add a little bit of the orange metallic in the front here as well. Just ever so slightly. Maybe I should darken the blue just a smidge. I think I want to go a little bit darker. So maybe I'll add a little bit of this blue, but I'm not gonna add too much. I just wanna go over just a little bit, just to like slightly deepen that up a bit. And now that I'm here at this point, I wanna add some fun little gems. I'm gonna stick one right here. So in this inner portion, and I'm gonna stick some on this outer portion. So I'm gonna use these like blue gems right here, and I'm gonna use the bigger size ones. So I'm gonna pop one here, and then two big ones on the outer edge here. So that's it for the details. I'm gonna go off camera, do my liner, lashes, all that fun stuff, figure out something for the lips, and then I'll be back to show you guys the completed look. All right, loves, I am back, and here's the completed second look. Do you guys like this one? It was a little bit more simple, but I like how it came out, like the shape and doing that like blue dramatic like line that contrasts from the orange. So I did decide to add 2 shadows off camera. I wanted this blue line to be metallic instead of just matte. So I went over it with this blue metallic. And then I took this shade right here and I added it to my brow bone for a little brow bone highlight. And I think it looks even better that way. I also did go in with this lip set from Glamlite. This is from their Scooby-Doo Part 2 collection. This is the Velma lip set. So I used the lipstick and then I went over it with the orangey glittery gloss. And then I put this Uden's Eye So Beauty gel liner. It's an orange shade, number 2, in the waterline to match the orange on the lower lash line. I use the Beauty For Real mascara, and then I went over with the same lashes, the chocolate candy bar lashes from Glamlite, and used the Kiss Lash Glue Liner to stick it on. And I think, yeah, that's it for what I did off camera. I'm very happy with this. It's very different. It was a lot more simple, less complex from the first look, but beautiful nonetheless. And I like the little ad of the gems, and this palette seems really, really good. So I am now ready to zoom you guys out and give you guys my final thoughts on this palette. So we made it to the end of this video, and I'm happy to report that this is the usual good, consistent formula from Glamlite. So if you've tried any of their palettes, you know what to expect from the formula in here. The mattes are pigmented, they're blendable, they're easy to work with, and the metallics are creamy, smooth, and sparkly. So basically it's gonna come down to whether you like this color story or not. Would you actually use these shades? Are you a color lover? Because you need to be for this one, because there are no nudie shades in here. All of your looks are gonna come out fun and bright and colorful, but maybe this would be great for you if you are a nudie lover and you have just tons of nude palettes in your collection and you're wanting like that one colorful rainbow palette to add to your collection, then I feel like this would be a very good option. Now, if you're curious if this is kind of similar to any of their other big rainbow palettes, because they have a fair amount of big rainbow palettes in their whole collection. The only one that I feel is similar in the vibe, not exactly a dupe. I don't think they are too same to not have both of them in your collection, but the Scooby-Doo palette from their Part 2, the one that just came out, similar kind of vibe, similar kind of tones, you know, like the mix of greens, oranges, blues, purples. I just feel like this one is more on the muted side and this one is a little bit more on the brighter side. So I don't think you could go wrong having both of these in your collection, but hey, if you prefer brighter pops, then you'll probably like this one. If you prefer colors to be a little bit more muted, a little bit more murky, I think maybe you'll appreciate this one more. Or you can just get both and be a happy little camper with your 2 big colorful palettes. But that's the only one that I feel has more of a similar vibe to this one. If you're curious about like any of the other ones, like the Michaela ones, all are mixed with like half neutrals, and this one just mainly is purples, blues, and greens. And the other Michaela one too, I'm just showing you guys in case you're worried that they're gonna be ones too similar. And you see a lot of neutrals in this one. The Barbie palette too is more like Jewel tone and concentrating on the pinks, purples, and blues. The Ice Cream Dream palette, God, they have so many big rainbowy palettes, is more pastels with mix of warm neutrals. And even the Cake palette, I have all day here, to show you guys palettes. It's like a traditional rainbow palette. So I think this would not be too similar to any of their other palettes. It would add something to your collection. But that was my thoughts and some comparisons for you guys. Hopefully this video was helpful in letting you know whether this is something you need or whether this is something you can pass on. But you guys will have to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you purchase, pass? What are your thoughts? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot on indie makeup and all that fun stuff, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I'd love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will have the collection linked where you can check out the palette and all the other things in the collection, as well as other Glamlite videos that I've done in case you're curious about any of these palettes that I just showed you, as well as my makeup that I'm wearing will be linked, so my foundation and all that in case you're curious. And I will have my contact and my social media platforms. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really, really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, being amazing. I just appreciate you guys all so much. And I just hope all of you are doing well wherever you are in the world. And just sending you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.